Hello, George Pasching here, helping you unlock your team's genius. In this video, I am focusing on how back-to-back meetings are killing your productivity as a leader. And now you might be familiar with that concept, running from meeting to meeting, half-hour chunks, catching up with various people. By the end of the day, you feel like you've actually been busy all day, but you perhaps may not feel as if you've been all that productive. You may not feel as you've achieved all that much. And that is not a really surprise, because you've been very good at serving the needs of others most likely. But with running from meeting to meeting, it is very easy to lose sight of the things that you really needed to achieve, the strategic things that you needed to tackle in order to take your team forward, your objective forward, and serve your company, your organization, your team, and your clients and customers. Now, there is a selection of strategies that you have available to choose from that you can try out. Different people respond better to different things. The first one that I would like to share with you to try out is an approach called time blocking. So this demands a little bit of discipline on your time so you don't violate the agreements that you make with yourself. Time blocking basically means that in your week you are purposefully blocking out time to think, time to plan, time to reflect, and time to ensure that the things that you are doing are pursuing the objectives that you have signed up for. Now, how much time you need for that is completely dependent on your particular circumstance, but more than 0 is a good start. Besides time blocking, I would also suggest that you perhaps look for ways where you can make one-to-one meetings that you might have scattered as half-hour meetings in your diary, and try to make them more regular in a way. So you have a specific half day every week, for instance, that you dedicate to catching up with key people, rather than scattering them throughout the week. The reason why that is a good strategy is because of a concept that is called context switching. So context switching, as the name implies, is to do with the mental effort that is required to get from one topic into the next topic. So if you go from say a planning meeting or a stakeholder meeting with your peers into a one-to-one, then to another workshop and another workshop, your mind constantly has to shift context from one to the other. Whereas if you attempt to group similar meetings into a block of time, you can actually stay in one context for longer, and you can benefit from the release of that mental capacity that would be invested in switching from one context to another by actually refocusing that mental capacity to the work at hand. So we're looking to reduce the variability in your calendar in order to reduce context switching as much as possible. There is also an alternative to having dedicated scheduled one-to-ones, which is similar to the concept of office hours at higher education institutions, where you let everybody know that you will be available for unscheduled chats during a particular block of time that you have in there. So I hope with these just 2 or 3 approaches, you already have some ideas that you can use. I usually recommend to my executive coaching clients that they start with time blocking first, because the time to think is a huge booster to your productivity as a coach. Really helps you to increase and improve your productivity, and is a wonderful start. So if you only do one thing, block out at least, to start with, 1 hour every week for just thinking time and planning time, and see the benefits that you get from that. And that should give you the motivation to restructure your week further, and perhaps also include some not only a beginning of the week planning period, but also an end of the week review and improvement period, and so on and so forth. So with that, all the best for getting control back of your diary and getting more productivity and fulfillment out of your day. All the best to you, and until the next video, thank you very much, and bye-bye.